welcome back to Geekshow Arcade.
Welcome.
Sorry if I sound a little
welcome.
hoarse. I've been laughing a lot for the last 25 minutes.
I haven't laughed as well in a long
was a
time.
I'm
gem
gonna,
of,
I'm gonna say one
in-between.
thing here, and I'm gonna say it probably multiple times this episode. But if you don't pay for the Patreon, this is the week. This is the week you need to pay for just 1 month,
No, you're
just
good.
for this in between.
I think you're okay, actually. It's probably not even worth your time.
All right, this is Geekshow Arcade, where I talk about video games and video game-related things. Let's introduce the panelists. Hey,
Before we
Owen.
get started, can
Owen.
I just ask? I have one follow-up question from the in-between before we get started. Have any of you guys had a story like that or even close?
I got one, not close, ish, yeah.
Okay.
But
it feels like
was,
a no.
It was a camp-out story. It was a camp-out
Okay,
story.
well, that's-
so it's,
Doesn't
it's,
count.
it's a
So
different level. It's a lower
Yeah,
level. You know?
I see. Anyway, all right, continue.
All right.
That's all. I'm going to not make eye contact.
That's
for a few
Owen.
minutes.
Hey, Owen.
Hey, check me out in the in-between. You're really not going to want to miss that.
Make eye contact with him ever again.
Yeah, don't. No, just don't.
I don't know if I can ever high-five you again either.
It's probably still there, Tony.
Yeah,
I know
55 years later.
I know the shame is.
The shame never goes away. You know, you've seen you've read or seen Macbeth. Out damn
Yep.
spot. All right, let's see. Hey, Jaron.
Hi. I'm Jaron. You can find me on Blue Sky at Geronius.
All right, and it's Lando.
Hey, it's Lando.
James Light.
I just want to go on record saying the in between was my show idea, and it is paying off dividends. Like every penny worth. It's great. So yeah, I'm Lennon, the founder of the in between, and I'm happy to be here. I actually have a story for this show, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Gonna talk about our host at all, or
No,
okay.
All right.
Tony?
maybe
how are you?
actually, let's do it. Let's do the host. His name's Tony.
Yep, Tony. Check me out on Twitter. Blue Sky. Man,
Hey, Tony.
what's up?
Whoa,
with
what's
that?
wrong with you today?
I don't know.
F you,
Ugh.
Tony. F you.
At Quad T
Ezekiel.
or on another Geek Show podcast. Emails. We got any emails?
Yeah, we do. We got a billion Rate My Rig emails.
Nice.
Oh, we don't need to do all of them today, but we'll do a couple.
Okay. All right. I got one from... Oh, sorry.
What was that?
Let's
It's too much
all run.
laughing. I got some weird burp stuff going on
Yeah.
here.
So when you
hey-
experience happiness, it like makes you uncomfortable.
Hey, Gadget hosts. Here's
Hey.
my submission for Rate My Rig. I thought it would be fun to include pictures of my whole office that I just finished. Thanks again, and keep up the great content.
You gonna share the pics?
I'm trying.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Jaron, you could have
Trying.
prepared for this, dude.
Okay. Let
We
me
could've tested this in
obscure
the
his
in-between.
email. Okay, got it. Don't want to dox him.
Yep. Good plan. Good plan.
You should have
Let's
prepped this earlier.
see.
This was something to prep before the
Share
show, not
screen.
Call yourself
Don't
a
show these
professional.
tips again. Oh, let me
making it
hide
worse,
that.
Lando.
I'm
And
disassociating.
Let's
I can
hide
feel it.
that. Okay.
Owen's still recovering.
I've turned the show off by this point.
Share screen. Oh, don't show that
Oh
tip
my
again.
goodness.
Oh. Let me just select
Clear
the-
your browser
Wow,
history,
this
Jaron.
is-
the
this is
correct
pretty bad.
window.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Rate My Rig. Share.
I
Nailed it.
Oh.
Nailed it.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Ooh.
So he's got a for his
Ooh.
GPU Sapphire Pure AMD RX 7800 XT
nice.
with a Ryzen 7700X with
Nice.
a Asus TUF Gaming B650 Plus Wi-Fi motherboard, 980 Pro 2TB Samsung NVMe, Corsair 750 watt power supply, Pure Rock 2 cooler, Corsair fans, Red Dragon K556 Pro keyboard, Red Dragon mouse as well, Corsair 3500X case, LG 27-inch monitor, GL850. I don't know what that means. You should put your refresh rate in here for your monitor, and
You guys
Razer
like
Kraken tournament headset.
Do you guys like the Red Dragon stuff? I have a Red Dragon
fine.
gaming keypad. I just I can never get into WASD.
And then he
I got
says,
one of those as well. It's
"P.S.
fine.
Day 122 and still no Christmas card, Lando."
That's fair.
So I just have to say
There
I
we
like
go.
that. Ca-
Yeah,
I
that
like that
is
case.
a
It's
clean
I
setup.
like that. I
it.
like that
Good.
case. The cube case.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm also a huge fan of white cases. I don't
great
know
cable
why.
management. I love the white motif here. Oh, there is
Hey,
us
that's
on the
us
wall.
on his big TV.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
that is a handsome room. I gotta say.
Very
I
good.
have to agree with that.
Yeah.
right there.
I'm giving this
some Halo art up on the wall there.
when you factor the whole shebang, the room, the setup,
one piece gaming
everything,
mat. I approve of that.
That's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would rate the rig itself a 7 out of 10, but
That's what
the
I'm
style
saying.
points
You factor
bring
in
it
the
up.
style points, you get a 10 out of 10. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
style
bonus points for
huge.
sure.
The rig itself, I'd give it the rig itself is a solid 8, not a 7. Come on now.
yeah.
That's an 8 at least.
No. If it were
It was
like
just built a couple years ago, so he's got older generation equipment.
okay, so we got to say 5090 is a 10, right? What's a 9?
A 9 would be like
You know
40,
what? No. I'm
no,
not
no.
gonna
You're not
give
gonna-
59
you're
as a
no
10.
10s would be like 80 series and higher. 9s would be like
80s?
70 series or 7800 XT, equivalent AMD. 7s would be your, like your.
No, I would say 9 is like 5080 or 4080 because I don't think
Can't make
5080
the whole-
is
you
too
can't make
different than
the-
4080.
You can't make the whole basis off the GPU though.
Exactly, Owen. Exactly.
Well-
GPU is like 90% of it for
But
most
no.
games.
You can do the same thing with the CPU though too, and he's got a good gaming CPU in there. It's a solid 8-core
Yeah.
Ryzen processor.
Yeah, it is a good gaming CPU, but I would still say it's a 7.
Is
Nah,
that because
disagree.
you're biased against that Ryzen?
That's
or
because
that,
you're an elitist.
AMD
That's what it is.
graphics
You think
card
you're better than everyone, Jaron.
No, I don't.
Does he have
I'm
an
a horrible
AMD
person. I suck.
Does he have an AMD graphics card in there? Is that what
Yeah.
I yeah.
Was it a 7800 XT, or XT?
That's a solid graphics card.
That's a good graphics card.
Yeah.
Especially if
Yeah,
you're,
it's a
if
good
you're
graphics card for sure.
like 1440p gaming. That's a great graphics card for
Yeah.
1440p.
Next, do you have another
All
one?
right.
Are we doing another one?
Let's see. Oh,
Oh my
so the original Rate My Rig guy, he says, following up about my lack of monitor specs for my super catchy and repeatable segment, Rate My Rig, embarrassing as it is, it's a simple HP 2360 hertz monitor I bought secondhand off KSL.
Oh, my friend.
Buddy, you're
It is
primed for
time
that
to find
upgrade.
something new for
I was
sure.
gonna say that should be your next upgrade. Is your
What recommendations do you have? I'm at my desk daily where I play games and work, and I would be comfortable spending up to $1,200. You can get
Oh, baby.
whatever
buddy.
the crap you want for $1,200.
Yeah.
buddy.
1,200
And plus-
bucks. You can get
You can get 4K 240 hertz monitor.
32-inch
OLED.
4K OLED.
Yep.
telling you,
240 hertz.
You will notice an amazing difference. Anything above 60 hertz, right? Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
on the
for
eye
sure.
strain and on just the look, but like
And then
everything
and the
else.
nice thing about going spendy on a monitor is you'll keep it for a long time.
Yeah.
If you go with a 4K 240 hertz OLED, that'll be a fantastic monitor as long as nothing happens to it for
Especially
the next
that-
5-8 years. 10 years maybe.
My only reservation with going OLED, if you are working daily, 8 hours of screen time on all the time, I don't know if I would recommend an OLED monitor for that because
I have anxiety about it with mine. I
Like-
constantly keep my laptop closed because of it.
if you only work there sometimes, I think OLED would be great. I don't think you'd have to worry about burn-in. But if you're using it 8 hours a day every single day for work, I would have concerns probably.
Could be. Yeah.
But again, it's probably okay because OLED monitors do refresh cycles, but I'm just probably being paranoid. Anyway, he goes on to say, I am also saving up for a big upgrade on my CPU, GPU, and power supply. Thanks again for rating my rig and helping me become Geekshow Arcade certified. P.S. I do not listen to Help Desk, Lando. Best, Joey B.
Oh wow!
Really? I find that fascinating.
There
I
you go.
find that fascinating.
So
I
he
would have
only-
thought I
Never
would have
too
thought
late.
more people.
Never too late to start, my guy.
I would have thought more people would have listened to the help desk and not arcade, not the other way around. That's interesting. I appreciate that insight.
I do as well.
Cool.
All right. One more?
Sure. We can do one more. This is from Daniel. He says, hello, Arcadians. Listening to Landon last week talk talking about blueprints, it got me thinking about game genres that you would not play no matter how good the game reviews are and how good it looks. Originally, I didn't think I would ever play a walking simulator, but I played Firewatch and What Remains of Edith Finch, and the stories of those games were incredible.
So good. Those are the ones that I like for the walking sims as well. Those are top notch.
I've always wanted to try Firewatch, but I have not
Me
yet.
too.
It's good.
I own it.
It's super
However,
good.
I don't think I could ever play Death Stranding. I might give it a go, liking these other walking simulators.
Is this guy in my head? Because I've tried to play Death Stranding 3 times and bounced off it every time.
For me, if I hear roguelike, I completely check out. It does not matter what it reviews, what it scores, how it looks. I am just not interested. I cannot stand playing a game that requires me to start over every time I die, even though you get a little bit of strength each time. I just die of the tedium. I hate feeling like I'm not getting anywhere. Is there anything like that for you? Also, see attached to rate my rig.
I would argue you've never played a good roguelite before.
No, this guy. I
don't-
feel like
I don't
I
di-
could have
I don't
written this
die-
email in my sleep and not known
Yeah.
it because
So you know
I
that-
am
I-
100% on board with everything he just said. And I have tried to play good roguelites like Hades. Which
Hades
is
is
like,
great. You
that
didn't like
one's great.
Hades?
no,
Yeah,
I played it
just
for about
get-
an hour and I was just
Just
like,
get
nah.
good. Don't die.
Dead Souls, or Dead Cells. I mean,
Dead Cells is great too.
nope. I gave it a couple hours and I said, I'm done. This is stupid.
Too frustrating when you die and have to start over. Is that what you're saying?
But it's a
complaint?
different game every time you play it. Same with
No.
Spelunky. So
I
good.
love Spelunky.
I tried
Spelunky's
Spelunky
great.
a little bit. I didn't really give that one a fair shake, but it didn't catch me.
Spelunky 2. So good.
I got to the last guy on Spelunky and then died. And I never
Did you get
played
the
it
real
again
last
after
guy
that.
or what you think
Yeah.
is the last guy?
The real last guy.
The only roguelite I've ever played that I actually kind of liked was Void Bastards, and that one's fairly unique in and of itself, so it's hard to count that. But anyway, continue, Jaron.
He says, thanks for this wonderful service you give us and the occasional penis joke.
You're welcome. You'd enjoy the in-between this week. You should listen to the in-between.
Oh, no, don't.
Anyway, so I'm going to share my screen for his Rate Your Rig. I think you guys are going to like this.
It's going to be another 2 minutes.
Let's see. Share screen.
My goodness. Sharon, you've got to get good at this.
Okay, here we
You've
go.
gotta
that
get
was
good.
much faster. Okay. Whoa!
That's
Basement
awesome.
dweller. This is
can't-
awesome.
I
That's
know
not-
what's
come
happening in
on.
this basement, and I don't want to talk about it.
He's
This
a
is
screenshot
like-
from GameBite.com. This
It
is
is,
some
yeah.
baloney. This
I was
is
gonna
some
say
baloney.
this
Two
is
very old
also-
CRTs with old, like, really old dusty computer.
This is
Also-
computers
gnarly.
everywhere.
Also, how'd you get into my crawl space?
Owen's like, hey, that's mine.
Hey, wait a second. Yeah.
Oh,
That used to be
nice.
the way, though. Like,
Love it.
okay, go back to when you were a kid, though. I want to say 17, but I'm still traumatized.
Oh, yeah.
Traumatized from the in between.
That
Thinking
would've been
about that
cool back
time,
in the
but
day.
back in the day, can you imagine if you had your own little gaming
Oh, yeah.
fort down
Your
under
own
your crawl
space?
space?
Yeah.
Beanbag chair? Oh yeah.
Anyway, I never answered his question. For me, the game that punched above its I don't want to play this genre was probably Elden Ring. I normally do not like very hard Souls-like games, but that game got me.
I would
And
agree.
I played the
also.
entire thing.
Yep, me too.
Baldur's Gate was mine. I did not think I was going to like that.
Oh,
I did not think I was going to like that game at all.
nice.
But
Are you going to finish it ever?
saving it for later.
You don't want it to end.
Lando, what do you got?
So for me, games, I mean, I don't think there's any games like I've never thought I'd play. Maybe Fallout 4 is on that list. Maybe. But games I wouldn't play that are probably pretty great, but are just not for me. But I like watching people play them. Are Kaizo Mario games? Those would be a lot of fun, but I just don't have the patience for it.
What Mario?
Kaizo Mario, really, really hard Mario games. So
Oh,
they're
the
like
custom
We've
levels
talked
that
about,
are crazy.
yeah, Kaizo Mario levels, right? We've talked
Okay.
about like how they take Super Mario World levels and remix them and make them really, really, really hard levels.
Yeah, those are
So
bonkers.
the reverse of that question, is there a genre that you just love, but for whatever reason, a game that you just bounced off against, you did not like?
Halo 5. I hated it.
Oh.
I don't think I finished it. I just played the multiplayer. I couldn't even. I hated it.
Interesting.
No couch co-op was a huge ice bath for me.
I'm gonna throw Death Stranding on that pile because I've loved every other Hideo Kojima game I've ever played, and I was super excited for it. And then I got it, and I was just like, "What is this? I don't like this." And now it's happening again because I'm excited for Death Stranding 2,
But do you feel like you have to go through one in order to
I've
get
decided.
the context?
You know what?
You decided you're gonna
I harvested all my Fs to give by they were all been harvested to use with Wheel of Time. So
You got none. Behold.
I have none left.
Behold.
Look upon my
Your
field,
field.
for it is barren.
The
And-
book, not the show, right?
Yeah, the book. No, the
Yes,
show's
yes.
just great.
Careful.
But it's okay, Owen. But so I don't have any left. So I'm just gonna watch a recap of Death Stranding 1, and then depending on what people say about Death Stranding 2, if the gameplay has changed much, then I'll give it a shot.
I'm probably going to catch a lot of hate for this from other One Piece fans out there, but I plan to do the same thing with that very long anime.
Well, there's like 1,200
I know.
episodes or something.
I'm gonna recap it. I'm gonna watch a 10-minute for all you people
A
who watch
recap
12
of like 50 hours.
So for all you people that are like, no, you have to watch the whole thing, and you've watched all 1,200 hours. No, you don't. You didn't ever have to. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes watching what took you probably 2 weeks of your life. Just sit with that.
with that. Okay.
For me, it's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I played and beat the first two. I love Uncharted. I love adventure games, movies. Just whatever reason. I got like 70% of the way through. I'm like, I just can't handle this anymore.
That is
So I stopped.
Weird, 'cause that's
I
a
thought
great game.
I thought the story was boring. There was, I just did not like it.
Lando?
I don't know. I can't think of one right now. I probably will later. Sorry.
Are you watching a baseball game?
I am not.
Okay.
I was
He
reading my
thinks
story.
You do protest too much.
Yeah, he was trying to. He was digging into his memory, see if he could
I
find
did not
anything
hit
good.
her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Okay, cool. Thanks for writing in. We'll do some more Rate My Rigs next week. And whoever else writes in as well. Okay, let's talk about, you know what? We've talked about Nintendo Switch 2 every week for the last like 3 weeks, like for most of the episode. But we only have one. Is it only one Nintendo Switch 2 story this
Two.
week? Oh, two. Okay, let's. Oh yeah, pre-order report. So let's hit that. But before that, let's talk about Switch 2 game upgrades.
We reported that the game upgrades would be $10 because that's what they showed with the Zelda upgrades. However, that is not going to be across the board, similar to their game pricing, where they say some games will be more expensive because we just believe people will like them more, so we can get away with it. That seems to be their strategy too with game upgrades. The Kirby upgrade will be $20, whereas others are $10. So,
Well, there's a caveat there though. Like the Zelda upgrades are just graphics. The Kirby upgrades actually has new content added to the game.
Okay, well that makes more sense.
So it makes a little more sense that it would cost more. But yeah,
Mario Party is also going to be $20.
Yeah, I don't know. It is frustrating and confusing to the consumer to do it this way.
Unless you get new content. I'm okay with it if you get new content.
Well, that's the
then
thing though. Is
It's like a
they
DLC
should-
then.
They should mark it as a DLC then, not a
Exactly.
game upgrade.
exactly, Jaron.
Tomato. I don't
No.
know. It doesn't bother me one
That's
bit.
not tomato.
That is tomato.
Is a DLC not a game upgrade? Does a DLC not upgrade your game? It does. Thank you very much.
No, because the C
Yes.
stands for content. And if there's no additional content for you to play, it's not a content pack. It's just a code upgrade.
But it's still
Nailed
an
it.
upgrade. And it's still, I'm totally fine
Are
with
you
it.
nuts?
Game upgrades, fine.
Are we speaking
Fine
the same language here?
Yes.
This is
No,
the point
I'm
where
okay
Lando
with the
they
just
are.
DLC being
shuts
called
his
a game
ears
upgrade.
like,
It upgrades
I'm
your
right.
game.
That's not what it is, though.
Why isn't it?
Because
Is the game
words,
not better after you download the DLC?
Because words mean things, and you're not using the definition of the words.
better or more content.
am!
Those are two very different things.
What's happening?
You are
If you
absolutely
download
off
more
your rocker.
content for your game,
Doesn't make it better.
it's an upgrade to the game.
Yeah, but if you download an upgrade, it doesn't always have additional content. That's what I'm saying.
But the graphics are
someti-
better, so
someti-
therefore it's an upgrade. They're both
That's
upgrades.
not- That's not additional content.
That's a patch.
That's a patch, dude.
That's a patch. A
It's an
patch
upgrade.
They're
improves-
increasing
Patch
the
makes better
resolution
too,
and frame rate.
Therefore upgrade.
You are
It's an
so-
upgrade.
A
What
patch
is the
improves
matter with you?
performance.
Like,
DLC
honestly,
is
like-
I'm
extra
okay.
more gameplay content.
My point is I'm fine with calling everything an upgrade. If a patch,
have
a
to-
DLC, a graphics patch, whatever you want to. They're all upgrades. They all make games better.
Do you work for
Game
Nintendo? Because it
upgrades.
really feels like you work for
Yeah,
Nintendo
Are they-
are
and their
they,
strategy.
paying you under the table to talk about this?
No,
week?
but they
but-
should.
Yeah,
Dang
but
it.
how much LSD did you take?
Not enough.
I don't know. I think you might have taken too much.
I've never done it before.
All right, so there you go. Game upgrades will be different
Some will
prices.
be cheaper than others depending on what you get.
I liked how
and
it
that
said
makes
$10.
sense.
I liked how it said $10 because that made me feel like these super expensive $90 games were only going to be $10 to upgrade. But now you have a variable price based on how much nostalgia they
Well-
think they can milk out of you.
The worst part is like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild started at $60. Is that right?
Yeah,
Now they're selling it for $70.
yeah, same game.
Inflation, baby.
And
Thanks, Joe Biden.
An old game.
The game has been out for 8 years,
This is some
Lando.
top shelf bullcrap.
And get this.
Don't disagree.
The patch. The notice I said patch, not
You have
DLC.
to say patch,
The,
yeah.
the patch.
It makes the game
that you
better,
pay-
therefore an upgrade.
The patch you pay $10 for. I mean to say, if you were to buy a copy of Tears of the Kingdom for Switch 2, the Switch 2 copy that has
red
the
red
patch
square,
included,
yeah.
guess what? That does not have any of the DLC, which further proves my
It's a
point, Lando,
fully
that they're
established game.
separating
Next-
content from patch.
Next time
True.
you get a newer graphics card, Tony, I'm going to call it a patch.
No, that's hardware.
It's a patch. That's what I'm going to
consider
call
that.
it, because that's
You-
your
you-
terminology.
You know what, Tony? That could work. Don't fight him.
Lando,
Believe it.
no words work well.
could be-
Man, I
It could
tell
be
you,
a-
It's not an upgrade, that's for damn sure. It's a patch.
it's an
It's a
upgrade.
DLC.
It's
a
an
replacement.
upgrade. It's a
No, it's a
hardware
DLC,
upgrade.
Tony.
No, there's no new content provided by that card. It does not unlock any new areas in the game. It does not add any new outfits. It doesn't do anything besides change the graphics. Okay? So it is not content.
I feel like you're making my argument for me.
DLC.
That's exactly what I've been saying. There's a difference between DLC and
no, it's all
a
an
graphics
upgrade. You can call it an upgrade or a DLC. They both work.
That's not the same thing.
Yes, they are.
I will die on this hill because
Lando will
the most,
too,
It is
apparently.
one of the most ridiculous things you've ever said, Lando. And
No,
you've said
I've
a
said
lot
much
of
more.
ridiculous things.
I think
You
you
have said a lot of
a
ridiculous
lot.
things.
I think
And
he's
this
just
is the
infected
top
by
of the
the
heap.
It's an upgrade.
buddy.
Everything's an upgrade. DLCs,
This is right. This
graphics
is right
cards,
above. This is right above Zelda having a
DLCs,
story. Okay,
better
like
graphics.
like Zelda having a story.
Remasters.
and then-
Remasters are an upgrade too.
No,
Oblivion remastered, upgrade.
is there more content?
It's a new game.
It's a new game. It's not an upgrade. It's a new game. If it was an upgrade, you could just apply it to the old game file and it would work.
No, it's an upgrade.
yes,
buddy.
You would
It's a
you do
remaster,
more than
remake,
tweaking
upgrade.
the INI file to boost the
Going on
frames.
here? What?
This
I
is
feel like
off
I'm
the
taking
rails.
Crazy pills.
It's an upgrade. Is it better than the old game, the old version of the crappy game with the bad graphics?
It's a
Yes, it's an upgrade.
different file. It's a different game.
Is it improved?
It's
Sure.
a completely different engine.
But it's the same game. The gameplay's the same. The content's the same. It still has Patrick Stewart in it.
For a second,
What in the world is going on?
3 minutes.
Upgrade.
He's
They even
lost-
left.
I'm not-
Speaking
I'm
of
not- I'm
speaking
not
of the
gonna look it up.
Oblivion,
It's better.
He's lost his
It's
mind.
better.
Speaking of the Oblivion remaster, you know they left the.
If I get a new car, it's an upgrade.
one of the Easter eggs they left in there was the voiceover glitch. Did you
Oh,
see
they
that?
left all the weird bugs that people loved in
So
it.
so there was
So-
like a voiceover where he's
Yeah.
like, "Let me try that one more time."
Yeah,
I
they
guess.
left it in there.
They left it in there. That's pretty cool. A little nostalgic flavoring.
That's how you know they took a lot
Cool
of care.
or laziness?
No.
Both.
I
Why
think
can't
it was
it
on
be both?
purpose. I think it was on purpose. I think they
Okay.
know that they have almost 20 years of
Yeah.
people loving this game, and so they know that the bugs that they love are gonna still be
Some
well
people-
received.
Bugs
Some
that
people
they
played
love.
through that probably just to hear if they still had that
Guarantee.
gaff in there.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Guarantee. All right, Switch pre-order report. Switch 2 went up for pre-order last week at your various retailers: Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop.
Costco.
Not up for pre-order at Costco, but they
Oh.
do have a listing there, so they should have it on launch day.
Was it as hard to get
Got
as
on
we
the back.
predicted? What did you guys?
Ah,
how was your
freaking
experience?
Target, man. Holy
I would say
crap, they
yes.
suck.
That
and
was your
no.
mistake.
It was as much of a pain, but I think it was easier to actually secure one.
Well, compared
so
to
you
getting
feel like they got
a
enough production, like they actually
Yeah,
supplied
there's
the
a
market
lot-
with enough.
There was
compared to getting a
lot more.
5090, it was way easier.
Yeah, yeah.
Of
Oh,
course
yeah,
it
for
was.
Sure, for sure.
But I had 3 different charges from Target on my credit card,
Oh no.
with also
one
3
order?
different refunds from Target
That
on my
wasn't
credit
Target's
card.
problem. That was your credit card company denying Target's purchase request.
No, then I approved it, went back and redid the thing, and it still didn't work.
Weird.
It charged it 3 different times and then reimbursed me 3 different times. And so by the time, like,
Got that sound
Guess
bite
what?
yet?
Guess
you got
what?
that? You got that?
I
These
got
nuts?
one. I got mine
got
on
that-
Target, and it worked just fine.
oh
you,
yeah,
you need to get
yeah.
that. You need
Yeah.
to get that. These nuts got him sound.
Got
bite.
him.
It
Yeah.
sounds like a skill
You
issue,
need that.
Darren.
I did get it at Best Buy, fortunately. I got in their queue, which I thought for sure that queue thing was just bullcrap because I've never gotten through their queue. And Tony didn't get through it. My brother didn't get through it, but I got through it somehow.
Nice.
And I was able to get it at Best Buy.
So I got one. I had two windows up. I was trying at Target and at Walmart.
I was trying
And
Walmart too. Didn't
Target, I was able to put it in a cart fairly quickly, but I had to sit there and click checkout probably 50 plus times, and it finally went through. And then after that went through, I thought to myself, was it supposed to go through, or did I get a glitch? So I jumped back over to the Walmart tab, and I was in a queue on there, and I waited for the queue to go through on that one, and it did. So I got another one from Walmart in case the Target one got canceled, which it hasn't yet. So it looks like it's probably going to go through, and I'll just be able to.
Scalp it.
Yeah, right. I have some folks.
You could.
So I have a line basically of people that want it, and I'll go down the line of if they accept it,
Of
then
who you
that's
love
where
the
it ends.
most.
Pretty much, yeah.
I see how it is.
And
You way at
it's-
the
I
bottom.
am not an upgrade.
and
It's
I'm
fine.
obviously
Lando,
not
you can
gonna
buy
charge.
my original Switch if you want it.
Lando, you fell
How much?
off
50
the
bucks?
bottom of the list after the last conversation. At this
That's
last
fair.
section,
That's fair.
You were up
50
maybe
bucks,
at 4.
Jared?
How much
What?
for our old Switch?
$50, Jaron?
What?
That's not what we talked about last time.
What did we talk about last time? $100?
Yeah, it was 100.
$50?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
100.
I think I'll do 100.
Yeah, okay. Deal. Done.
I'll do it for 101.
Done,
Go with
Owen.
Owen. Go with Owen.
Okay. We do some stories now. It's late, and we've been going on for a long time tonight.
All right. Let's see.
It's because that
anyway,
in-between story you bullied me into, Lando.
It was
worth
the best.
Worth it. Let's talk about.
Chicken jockey.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
That's
Oh.
Lando's only story this entire
I know.
week.
Both episodes.
I had a so I wanted. Have you guys ever had a week where I was gonna talk about this in between, but I'll talk about it here. But have you ever had like a Monday and a Tuesday that felt like 3 days, and you're like, yeah, tomorrow's
Every freaking
Thursday.
week because I'm an
Yeah, man.
accountant.
Oh, that sucks. This is how your every week is. I do
Yeah.
not envy your job because I've had 2 whole days. I'm like, oh, I feel like I've had 3 days. Today's
I
Wednesday,
feel like
tomorrow's
it's
Thursday.
Thursday,
My son's like, no, Dad, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm like, ugh.
What have you done?
All right, let's talk about old Muskie rage quitting.
No.
He rage quit. This guy can't go anywhere right now. By the way, he is
Because
with
everyone's
with the
finally
Doge
seeing
stuff,
him for what he truly is.
with the Doge stuff. I mean, like I've been following roughly the Tesla sales, which have like dropped by 70%.
yeah.
Like the UK has basically absolutely dropped out. Like all of the board at Tesla is like, hey man, maybe you need to not do what you're doing. But he was playing a game from his. He was
Get up
doing
on
a
your
live.
mic. You're too far
Oh,
away
sorry.
from the mic. There we go.
So he was doing a game.
better.
He was playing. What's the game he was playing?
Path of Exile 2.
Yeah, there's he was testing his capabilities of his satellite system Starlink, and he abruptly ended his stream of Path of Exile 2 after suffering an embarrassing defeat to the game's first boss before being bombarded with hundreds of hate messages on
Wait a
the
minute.
live stream.
I thought he was like super top tier Path of Exile 2
Oh,
gamer, right?
No, dude. We know this, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He pays people to
He
play his
pays
characters.
people to
Right,
boot,
level
or he
up.
uses that cheat, which is what he did in the other game to get to the top ranks. It was like some
exploit.
it was an exploit. Yeah, it was legal, but it was still an exploit. But yeah, some of the messages they have quoted on here are pretty painful. So the I'll just read a few of them. So the billionaire tech mogul repeatedly failed to defeat a character known as the Bloated Miller in the game. I don't know anything about it, but footage of the cringy broadcast showed a flow of trolling messages from other players as Musk struggled with the game's controls. So like even a basic, I mean, for like the first time he ever played this game. And here's the first one. Excuse me. You have no friends and you will die alone. He wrote that user
Holy
wrote
cow.
that so frequently that the messages filled up most of Musk's screen.
That's copy paste, copy paste, copy
Yeah,
paste.
right. Another one, you ruined the country just like you ruined all your marriages. And then other messages during the 2-hour stream mocked Tesla's declining stock price and spread conspiracy theories about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy.
That's random.
Yeah. So, but his live stream pulled over 2 million views on X, so he paid himself there, I guess. I don't know.
Of course.
Anyway, he abruptly was like, you know what? Screw this.
Screw you, Jack.
I'm going. I'm not doing this anymore. So, and then there's more here where he goes on a public row about whatever. Somebody
blah, blah.
Yeah, a bunch of other. We've already gone political enough this week. So anyway,
All right, there you
rage
go.
quitting. He's like, you know what? I don't take this, but he does because he's put himself out there. So there you go.
All right.
Shane quit.
Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey. So you guys remember the Minecraft movie, right? It's doing very well in theaters, and everyone loves it, and everyone goes. And there's certain points in the movies when everyone goes crazy, right?
It was
Especially chicken.
wild.
I don't.
We
I
talked
don't
about
get
the
the
chicken.
I
in
don't
the
get the
provo-
reference. Yeah, I don't get the reference of Chicken Jockey. Why people scream it? I'm too old.
Yeah, you are. You know what a chicken jockey is, right?
I know what a
Is
chicken
that a
jockey is.
thing
I just don't know why
actually
you.
in the game, or is
Yeah,
it just in the movie?
Yeah,
is.
I just don't
It's
know
a
why
baby
you have
zombie
to.
riding a chicken.
I just
Okay.
don't know why you have to scream it. That's not part of the game.
No, that's part of the memes. You do it for the memes.
I don't get the reference.
Yeah, there's no
felt
reference.
very
It's just something that caught on the internet and took it by storm, and now it's a meme, and everyone does
But
it.
why? But why?
Because why not? It's fun. That's
you're-
why.
So
old.
once upon
You're
so
old.
once upon a
You're old.
time, somebody was doing a Twitch live stream and he screamed "Chicken Jockey" and he was super famous. So other little monkey kids with the copying of them said "Chicken Jockey," and then that just kind of it's like chicken butt. Guess what? Chicken butt is that
Yeah,
kind of the same thing?
kind of the same
Sure,
idea.
we'll go with that.
Okay.
So
I'm super old.
anyway, the movie's done very well in theaters. It's brought in, as of this article writing last week, it's brought in about $816 million in the box office, which is pretty good for a movie based off a game. I want to say it's the best ever, but I could be wrong.
It's
Um,
not. Super Mario Brothers has made more.
No,
so
it,
far.
it beat Super Mario
No,
Brothers in
no.
box
Super
office
Mario
so far.
Brothers has more overall, but
Internationally,
Minecraft had a bigger opening weekend.
There it is.
Yeah.
So of course Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures are looking for a way to get a little extra little money out of this thing to help get it over the top, I guess, because they haven't made enough yet. So they're going to release another version of the movie called the Minecraft Movie Block Party Edition.
I get what they did there.
Yeah, you exactly. So what this is, it encourages them to sing and meme along. It's the sing-along version, because one of the things that's also lasting from this song is all the catchy songs from Jack Black, which is pretty fun, right?
This is
So
horrible.
this is
I think
the
it's brilliant.
movie version, and encouraging people to go back and see it again, and let's meme it up harder this
Yeah.
time, baby. Let's
For
go.
for a money making perspective, this is brilliant. But
Brilliant.
would I ever go to a showing like this? No, not in a
Dude,
million years.
I can barely
I-
stand when people
There was-
clapped in the Avengers movies.
There
I
was
like,
enough
"Ugh."
noise made at my regular viewing
Yeah.
that if you were to double or triple that, I might lose my mind.
That's because you're old.
Yeah.
So
It's,
we should-
It's
we should-
nuts. Like we went the Monday after it came out, and like kids in the back were quoting it.
Yeah.
3 days after it came out.
Yeah.
So
Wild.
So here's what we should do. We should go to the new version on opening day as a podcast and record
Definitely not
ourselves. So we
doing
could
that.
Go
I
meme
just,
it up.
I just
You
said
don't
there's
take a
no
chicken.
way I'm going.
Yeah.
Come on, Tony, don't be so old.
No.
I you know what?
have
I'll be
plenty of
40
other
this
ways.
year. So this is I've
Plenty
I
of other
found
ways for
it.
me to
I
waste
found
my
it.
time.
I found
There's
it
your
where I
line?
draw the line.
That's your line.
There it is.
Wow,
You
right
found
there.
it.
Just found
Lame.
it.
Lame. It's fine. Anyway, I thought this was pretty fun.
I do
way
think
for
it's
them to make more money.
It's kind of weird that they're like sing along. There's only 2 songs. It's not like it's
The thing is, the sing along is they're not really saying the loud part or the quiet part out loud. The quiet part out loud is the meme along part.
yeah.
That's the part they want to reinforce and go back and see it again because you're never going to get to meme it up again. Let's do it.
Gotta meme it up. All right.
I think we should go. Owen, are you in?
No, never. Heck no.
Owen would rather tell that story again.
I would rather-
That's because you're like 65 years old, Owen.
I know, buddy. But I don't get the chicken jockey reference. It's like,
All right, let's move on to other movie news. This is very good news for movies. Split Fiction is getting an adaptation.
Yeah. And guess who's going to star?
Sydney Sweeney.
She's the new Jack Black,
how
starring in
you
video
wrote
game
it.
movies.
There's a lot of E's in there.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Sydney Sweeney?
Split Fiction.
I don't know
the
what that
game.
is.
It's a game. It came
It
out
just-
somewhat recently.
Yeah,
The
it kinda
people,
just barely came out.
Haze Light Studios, they did
It
We
takes
talked
2.
about it.
It Takes Two.
how do I know
And-
Sydney Sweeney from? Why is she important?
She's an actress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a
She
couple
just said-
reasons why she's very important.
Oh,
Google it,
that's.
Owen.
I just did.
Okay. Anyway, so
Should probably do it in a private tab.
they are also working on a It Takes Two movie. I don't know what point they're at with that, but Haze Light, they've got some movie adaptations coming, and Sydney Sweeney is going to be in all the video game movies. Seems
Well,
like.
And the Hazelight, at least the stuff I've seen from Hazelight, I think we almost finished It Takes Two, my wife and I picked up Split Fiction, but we haven't played it yet. But these are the kinds of games that are ripe for movie adaptations. You know, they're very, very well set for something like that. So not too surprising, but definitely welcome. I would say. I think it's a good move. File this one under boo EA boo.
Boo! Not an upgrade.
I was sad by this.
Not an
I was sad
upgrade,
for
not a
this news.
DLC. They have announced that they will be laying off more than 300 employees.
Double boo.
And the saddest part about that
Oh, here it is. Don't say it. Don't
that
say it.
half of those employees were working on the next Titanfall game,
And they trashed it, right? They
and
canceled
they
it.
are tossing it out the window.
Lame.
Counterpoint, it was just an extraction shooter. It doesn't matter.
Wait,
What
was
is
it?
an ex-
I don't know what
what's
that
an ex-
means.
What's an extraction shooter? That sounds like a.
Oh,
like
it didn't
a
say that. Did
surgical
you see that in a
device.
different article?
Yeah, different.
Oh,
article.
okay. It wasn't in the Variety article I'm reading that of. I'm less angry about it now then. So an extraction shooter, Owen, is online multiplayer. You go in, collect whatever loot or do whatever objective you need to do, and there's other people in it as well online, and you're trying to take them out. And
Like a Royale type thing, like they
kinda, but with more of a
what's that? What's that game?
So
the
your
kids
classic
play?
extraction shooters right now are what is that one that I can't remember? Escape from Tarkov.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's kind of the big one. But Marathon is going to be an extraction shooter as well from Bungie. So okay, well, I'm less bummed about the Titanfall thing. Still as bummed as I was before though about.
I think I'm
those
more
people
bummed
getting
that I
laid
just
off.
found out that it's an extraction shooter instead of a sequel to the
Right.
game. Now I'm bummed about that.
I know. If it
Yeah.
were an actual sequel,
Yeah.
Give us Titanfall 3 respawn. Come on now. Well, apparently it was also the other half of that 300 people were working on Star Wars Jedi, which do you know about that one, Jaron? That's not like the Cal Kestis storyline, is it? Is
Yeah,
that
the-
Star Wars?
yeah,
Jedi?
that's the Jedi games.
Okay, so
So
What
my
are they-
understanding was they laid off like marketing and non-developers,
okay.
and
for-
then laid off developers who were developing the Titanfall extraction
I
shooter.
see. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Okay. So I was going to say that game, as buggy as it was, it still sold a lot of copies and made them, a good chunk of money. So I'd be
I
surprised.
think
if it
what you
scrapped.
mean is as buggy as it is.
It's true. You're absolutely right. As buggy as it still is. All right. Let's talk about what Criminalizing unfavorable polling data. Another maniac is drawing some thin lines to a previously Russian game studio. What
Oh,
are we
yeah.
talking about? What are we talking about here?
This is
Better be
kind of
good,
a.
Owen.
This is not good. It's kind of out there. So, this is so it had to do with gaming and politics, and I thought, wow,
Why?
How
we don't
on
need
point.
more of that this
Owen!
week.
how on point I
This
thought
is
to
a
myself.
save for next week's story, or don't do it at all. I'm gonna stop you right now.
No, we're gonna go with this. You guys ever play that World of Tanks game?
I've
No.
seen it. I
You
think
ever
I
heard of
played
it?
it a little
Seen
bit.
a billion commercials for it.
Yeah, so World of Tanks pretty popular game. They are their own studio. I think it's Wargaming is their studio. Is it Wargames?
Yeah,
studio?
Wargaming and also Lesta Games.
Lesta Games. So this friction with Ukraine and Russia, we're gonna call it friction. We're gonna call it this invasion.
Yep.
They divested themselves, moved out, and said sayonara to Russia, and they divested their Russian arm of their studio to Lesta Games. And then they went on to do a huge fundraiser with their war games, with their World of Tanks game, which is no longer affiliated at all to Russia. Like no business for there. They're completely disconnected. And they did a huge fundraiser to try and make money for the people that are suffering in Ukraine and to all that stuff. So, but the Russian government is now suing Lesta Games with what's the charge they have it here? I lost it.
Oh no.
Anyway, I know, sorry. But anyway, they're basically saying they are accusing Lesta Games of doing anti-government protests against the Russian government, and they had nothing to do with that at all because they're completely disconnected at this point. So, anyway,
Lesta
Russia's-
still operates in Russia
they do, and they have, and
and
they're completely
Belarus.
yeah, and they're their own game studio now, and they're not connected. They did no
And
such
so Russia's still
fundraising.
trying to sue them because of the
Vicariously, like, you know what?
fundraising done by
Somebody-
the other company.
Yeah, like somebody needs
Oh.
to pay here, and you're the
guys are-
closest tank game that used to be close to these guys, and
Jeez.
so Lesta Games is like, we're pretty confident they're not going to find anything. It's we follow all the regulatory laws and everything that Russia says, so we're confident. But just Russia, trying to flex on these. I lost my words. I'm sorry. I keep going back.
What is even
I keep
happening?
going back to the in between, and it keeps just smacking me off course.
Just let it go. Just let
I
it go.
can't
man.
do
It's
that.
done.
Anyway, and I drew the conclusion just like today, where we got some unfavorable poll data was received today for the commander in chief, and he wants to start a criminal investigation
Oh, on the
into
polling.
that polling.
I see.
Pretty thin line of legal precedent, but
Oh yeah, that's
Another
totally
maniac.
in
That's the way.
their wheelhouse.
It's in the-
to
it's
Both,
do
in the-
those
both of
kind
those
things.
wheelhouses, Russia
Yep.
and
yeah,
and
it's a
the Trumpers.
yep. So
All right. Well, there you go. And some good news. Hey, let's have some good news.
Yes, please.
Borderlands 4 was moved up like 10 days, 11 days.
That's not bad news.
That's it. Good news. Yeah.
the hype train's running out of gas. Let's just release it.
So they are going to release it on September 12th. The speculation is that they have a little more insight on when Grand Theft Auto 6 is being released, and they're trying to get out ahead of it.
Oh yeah,
Which
that makes sense.
That
I
would
was
be a
just about
smart
to-
move.
I was just about to say, why 10 days? In the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. But if it's to beat another release to market,
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
get out a couple more weeks early before that one, so that people aren't just like, well,
So they
I'm gonna
can't
spend my
afford
money
it.
on this right
yeah,
now.
they
Yeah.
can't afford it. They're like, I just bought a game. Or all the parents are like, we just bought you that game.
I hope parents aren't buying their kids Grand Theft Auto 6. You know they are, though.
Man,
some
the
of them.
entire market is just avoiding that entire
Oh.
time period.
Oh yeah, everyone's holding their breath, waiting to see when that's going to drop and trying to plan around so they just don't get steamrolled
Oh,
by
yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, this is now launching on the 12th instead of the 23rd. And also tomorrow, well, the day this comes out, but the day after we record it, Sony is having a dedicated Borderlands 4 deep dive state of play,
Oh, cool.
which will be roughly 20 minutes of footage and talking about what's going on in that game.
Gameplay
So,
footage and stuff. That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I like Borderlands 4. Borderlands has the one with the little robot that rolls around, right? Little
Trap. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that game.
Yeah, it's a fun game series.
If it were me, I would have put a few months in between.
Months would be a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, Ghosts of Yotei is hitting PS5 in October 2nd.
Oh,
And that is
that's gonna get
way
steamrolled,
too close to comfort from GTA 6.
Do we have? Is there a release date for GTA 6, or is it still just a
No,
release
it's-
window?
Yeah, it's like a window still.
The fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's I don't know if Ghosts of Yotei is making a good choice right there.
Once the date firms up with Grand Theft Auto, I'm
Might
sure
see some-
dates might change again real
Yeah,
quick.
might see some things move around. But yeah, if it happens that way, it's going to be a shame because Ghost of Tsushima is a great game, and I would be very surprised if Ghosts of Yotei is not also a great game. Same team, same studio.
My only fear with that one is if it's more of the same. I hope they iterate.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. So, we'll see. We'll see this October. I think that's. Oh, we got one more story here.
One more.
Yep. Stop taking our GPUs, says
Yeah.
Japan.
Japan. So tourists are going to Japan and buying 5090s and 5080s, and Japan's not having it. They don't
That
want
might
you to
not-
do that.
I doubt that's their only reason they went to Japan.
Yeah, but it's like while
hey,
you're
we're
there,
here.
I knew people that a company I worked for. We had an office in the Netherlands, and that was kind of the thing to do. They would come visit the U.S. to our other offices to meet and greet, do a sales kickoff or whatever, but also to buy a Steam Deck, right? Like that was like also why they came to the U.S.
Secondarily, I plan on buying
And-
a Steam Deck while I'm here.
And so I can barely read this, but it comes from a Twitter post where they're saying. After being scammed by tourists for 59 graphic cards during the Qingjing Festival in April, they were obviously angry and no longer had 5090s tax exemption. So basically, tourists are coming over there and getting these with a tax exemption because they're tourists. I don't know how that works over there, but it is clearly stated that it's not allowed. They're not allowed to sell to tourists. So basically, they're putting rules out there that you can't sell these 5090s to tourists. But I can't really read that. Can you guys read that?
Yeah, they've got some labels on the shelves where these 5080s and 5090s are. So there's pictures of this. The label says RTX 5090 5080 is only sold to customers for use in Japan. If the purchased product is to be taken out of Japan, it will not be sold. It's like
Here's my counter. You gonna take this out of Japan? No, I'm not.
But what are you gonna? Do you live here?
I'm staying here for. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
What's your address? Over there.
I'm not telling you that.
Yeah. Hey, that's a violation. Aren't you guys private?
Yeah, I wonder how
mean,
they're. I wonder the only thing. I
How
can
are they
think of
proving it?
is you have to show a Japanese ID. You know,
Yeah, or like a piece of mail. You got to bring in a piece of mail with your address.
we
DMV
need,
style.
We
Gonna
need
have to have-
yeah. We need your old ID and 2 forms of mail that have your current address on them and your name.
So maybe you got to just have a friend in Japan that will buy it for you.
That'd work.
Even if, I mean,
Well, part
I
of the
don't know.
problem too is the yen is pretty weak right now.
so you're
and
getting it
so
for
it's
cheaper.
Probably even cheaper. That's part of why Nintendo is offering a cheaper version of the Switch 2 in Japan.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the same system. It's just only has Japanese language option on it. It doesn't have the option for English or anything else like that.
Sounds like a firmware upgrade once they get to
That's
the US.
kind of what But as a result or whatever, why they're doing this is because the yen is kind of weak and they want to sell locally, but they're selling it for $330 instead of $500 or $450. Oh, and you muted yourself. So
there we go.
Yeah,
He's
interesting
on his
stuff.
phone. I can see him.
All right. There we go. That is the end of today's stories. Thanks for downloading and listening. Big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers before we go, though. Patreon.com/HelpDeskArcade. Lando, tell us what they can get.
I'm going to tell you the only thing that matters this week. Nothing else matters except for what I'm going to tell you right now. The in-between, I'm going to go on a limb to say it was probably one of the, if not the best in-between we have ever done. So if you are not a subscriber to our Patreon for even just $1, this is your week. Because I am telling you right now, it is the best week to subscribe. That's all that matters. The $6 ones, you guys are great. I love you. But that's not the thing that matters this week. The thing that matters this week is the in-between. Jaron, say words.
Big thank you to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Life is Like a Box of Chocolates. It doesn't last as long if you're fat. Wait, it doesn't last as long if you're fat.
That's right.
Comma.
Yeah, you said the same words twice.
Yeah, I said it in a weird cadence, though, the first time. I fixed it the second time.
Nailed it.
Yes. Triantula Hawk, thank you.
Nailed it.
Jason Eatman, seeing Creed at the Olympics was epic. How do you know about that?
It was so good. Probably the best concert I've ever been to.
I think we told
How
that
does
story.
Twine know about this?
I'm pretty sure we
told him
told
that
the story. Yeah, we
Yeah.
told the story one of the weeks you were out, I think.
Oh, man. All right. Jaron.best. Yes, I am. Thank you. Beat the 8-year-old. Kyle, I'm taking bets now. GTA 6 will come out before we get the Christmas cards.
So
Gary
after the
Ga
fall.
Arimasu. Tony Dixell and Power Apps Nerd. Pyman Graphics. Purveyor of fine geeky stickers. Kurz Gengar 94. Keslo. Eric Steinman. Eric Cruz. The in-between rating D's nuts.
Got
Not
him.
sure.
Got him.
DP, I want to get stuck in Lang's beard. Wesley, Nintendo Switch, too much tariffs. Stuart Lloyd, don't judge a book by its movie. And finally, yes, Owen, we do care.
Yeah, they're going to care by listening to Owen's
Not
phenomenal
anymore. I
in-between.
feel like any currency or
Any credit you've built
respect, any decency I had gained
they
in the
will
last
respect you more.
35
Owen.
years of my life is gone. You know what? Maybe skip the in-between.
How to make sure people want to see something. Tell them they
Owen
should
does
see
not
it.
want you, everyone. Owen does not want you to listen to in-between. Please
Yeah.
skip it this week. Do not pay $1. Do not listen to in-between. Do not pass go. None of
This is
that for Owen.
This is the way. It's truly. I'll just tease right here what it is.
No,
is
don't
a
tease it.
story.
No.
It's just
No.
I'm just saying I won't any no topic. It is a story that I have only ever told two other people because my wife got to be in on that club in my entire life.
Oh, now it's 2 people.
It's 2 people.
You
I
told us
have-
1. It doesn't
Well,
feel as exclusive now. I am.
I told you.
disappointed.
I told you that I told my best friend like a decade later.
Yeah.
He was
I thought
there.
that was the only person.
No, I told
and
my
your wife.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's quite a special
still-
club if you get
but
to hear
still,
that story.
but still, this was a deep one, deep cut. Not my last story about that topic either. I have
But
more.
you'd be better off skipping this in-between. Listeners, don't
Are
listen
you?
to it.
Did you just tease us with another story?
I have another one, but it's going to take a lot to get that one. Actually, this one is okay, maybe more embarrassing, but
Oh baby.
but I'm older, so I care less.
Maybe someday we'll get that one as well.
Yeah.
All right. That is it. We are done. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for listening. Thank you for streaming. Whatever you did. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next week. Owen, take us out.
We hope you still care.